Now then, you know when you talk about history, a shopping centre isn't the first place you'd think of to view archaeological finds, but the Pyramid Shopping Centre over in Birkenhead, great idea this. I went over there the other day to have a look at this. They've got the currently housing a living museum alongside the shops there, and the things on display range from a 7,000-year-old stone tool to the arm of a Star Wars figure from 1984. Well, of course, you had to go and take a look, as you know, to have a look what's on show. And I spoke to Joe Curtin, who's the project manager for Big Heritage.
The Overchurch runic stone's actually been hidden away for quite some time, so it's really exciting to get it out and about, particularly in such a busy area.
What's it called? The Overchurch runic stone?
Overchurch runic stone. So it's found in Overchurch, and because it's got runes on it, that's the kind of name it's been given.
So that's not English on there, is it?
No, these are, it's kind of Old English Futhark alphabet. So it's about 1,200 years old.
Really? What's it off? Is it off a gravestone? Is it off a burial site? Or?
Well, we've only got a little bit of it. We think it's about a quarter of what was there. But we have the full depth of it, so we know the kind of shape it would have been. We think it's either going to be something like a big grave slab or the top of a sarcophagus or a shrine.
Who'd have thought it would have ended up in the pyramids, eh? And there's all kinds going on. You've got maps of the Wirral that have never been seen before.
Yeah, these are really exciting. Maps that have never been out and about before, so we've blown them up so everybody can come down, have a look at them, try and figure out if they live near any of them. And we're going to have some activities going on as well that people can get involved with in terms of mapping.
Right. Where were these?
These were tucked away in a house up on the Wirral, and one of my colleagues, Dean, just happened to stumble upon them, and we've had them all digitised so they're accessible for the first time ever.
So someone's had them in the house, in the loft, and didn't really know much about them?
Up in the loft, rolled up, hadn't been seen before for a long, long time, and we popped up there and discovered them.
And stood there with your jaw open going,
It was really exciting, actually. And we're excited to have them on display here at the pyramids as well.
How old are they?
I think they date to about the 17th century. There's a little bit, I mean, there's dates on them, but the style of them suggests that they may actually even be older.
My word, because they're very, very simple, aren't they?
They are very simple, but if you think somebody's had to go out and get all the measurements for them and walk the field, so they're actually quite intricate for the time period because they didn't have aerial photography, different types of measurements, so it was a lot of effort to make them, really.
My word, not many little chefs painted on them, eh? Listen, it's great to come along, Joan. I know there's loads. You'll have a lot of different themes here as well, aren't you?
Yes, lots of different things going on. We've got a space at the back that's going to change 3 times over the 6 weeks. So at the moment, we've got a Roman Mansio. We're going to have some kind of Roman medicine going on for the first 2 weeks that schools and school children can come and get involved with. In the second period, we're going to have a Viking longhouse that you can come and explore. And in the last period, we're going to have World War I trenches that you can come and get involved with.
Isn't that great?
Brilliant.
So when are you open?
We're open for 6 weeks, and I think our last day is the 30th of March.
Right.
And we're going to be open Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and some days in between, but that'll be all advertised.
Well, good luck with it, Joan, there.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to have a little wander around. Thanks, Joe.
I'm Dean Patton. I'm the founder of Big Heritage in Wirral.
Always a pleasure to chat to you, Dean, because I know you're passionate about this sort of stuff, and this is fascinating, isn't it?
It's amazing, and it is for us, because at Big Heritage are working literally every end of the country now, but to do something on our doorstep, you know, we're proud, we're aliens, a proud Wirral company. It's really exciting for us.
So how have you called together all these particular pieces so you can display them?
Well, it actually started with the Pyramid Shopping Centre, actually approached us, and they've remarketed, rebranded the site and said, we want to attract local people with a local project, and we said, local history is the way to do it. We've been really, really lucky that our friends at Museum of Liverpool and at the Grosvenor Museum, because obviously historically Wirral was part of Cheshire, so all the great finds went to Chester, and then when we became part of Merseyside, the finds ended up going to Liverpool. So for the first time, with some hard work and partnership between the museums, we've been able to bring all these finds back to the Wirral, back to their home for this 6-week project.
Sure. There's a cabinet here, which, I mean, these go back how many years?
Well, the oldest we've got chert microliths from Greasby, so these are going back, potentially 10,000 years, hunter-gatherers, before people were farming and settling. So these are the evidence of the oldest Wirralians, if you like, going back 10,000 years.
So these are blades, are they?
Their blades, they would have gone slotted into an arrowhead and would have been you probably cut your finger on one of them now. Chert and flint are the perfect material. These people knew exactly what they were doing making these finds. And as I say, these would have been a lethal way to kill your prey when hunting.
Right. And there's an axe head there, and it's absolutely spot on, isn't it?
It's beautiful. This is a Neolithic axe head, so it's later when people are starting to farm, they want to chop down trees to clear them. What's interesting about this axe head is it's not been touched, it's not been used, it's immaculate, which reminds us that we think these axe heads may not have just had a practical use, but would have been traded, as bartered with, and maybe even had some kind of ritual or religious type significance. So it's not just a tool, it would have been an item that people would have revered and very much felt it was something special.
But it's a great way of using up a unit as well here at Birkenhead Shopping Centre, isn't it?
Well, we've got this concept of calling it Finds Without Frontiers, and we think that museums as spaces can change the world. We really think that people engage with museums and history, then it can have a massive impact. But what we've decided to do is to take it to the people on the streets. And you can do anything you want in a museum, but if you've not got the parents who are going to take you there, or you're not able to get there, then we're going to be taking them to you. So people have to go shopping, and people do use this centre. So the Pyramid Shopping Centre have been really kind in not only lending us this unit space, but financially supporting this project to get it out of the way. So get it up and running. And this is really just bringing archaeology to the people.
Yeah, it's a great idea, isn't it? So tell us about the stuff in this cabinet.
These are all from Mells. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Mells is one of the most amazing archaeological sites in the country. We've got an axe head. Now, this was discovered on the beach. Mells eventually was inundated by sand, and all these kind of finds were kind of trapped in the sand. Then eventually the sand started eroding away, and during the Victorian period you had people walking on the beach collecting all these finds that were eroding out. And what we found was an axe head alongside a shield boss and a spear, which is just the classic signal for a Viking grave marker, the grave goods that would go in a Viking's grave. And obviously everything else is washed out to sea, but it's a good chance that this collection represents the fact that Mells was probably had a Viking burial place as well. So amazing to think that it's all packed into our little peninsula, and it's great to get it out on display and give it back to the people who it belongs to.
You know, what a really good idea. It's in the Pyramid Shopping Centre, just past the food court. On the right-hand side there as you walk through, you'll see it. Go in and have a look. There's some really, really interesting stuff there. All the stuff that has been, unearthed and dug up in and around the Whittle area. It's fascinating. You can spend an hour in there easily. Had a great afternoon over there on Friday having a look round. So pop in and say hello to the people over there, Joe Curtin and, of course, Dean and everyone involved in the project. You with Sean Stiles on BBC Radio Merseyside.